Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends.
Hey everyone, it's PB Ekataku. It's officially been a little over a year since I created my YouTube channel. I'm currently at over 600 subscribers, and I didn't think I'd get there within a year. Heck, after 3 months of YouTube, I didn't think I'd even get 200 subscribers within a year. For those 600 plus who subscribed, thank you for sticking around. And if you're new here, welcome, and I hope you stick around too. So I like blind boxes. I have quite a few blind box figures in my collection, and I even made a few blind box unboxing videos. I've taken such a liking to blind boxes lately that I currently have 4 sealed blind box cases. I have a Tokidoki Hello Kitty and Friends Series 3 blind box set, a Top Toy Pochako Beach Holiday blind box set, a Pop Mart Sweet Besties My Melody and Kuromi blind box set. I have so many blind boxes, I don't know what to open. Oh right, I did buy this Garfield blind box set too. Since the new Garfield movie released not too long ago, why don't we open this up? Quick story about me and Garfield. When I was a kid, he was my absolute favorite cartoon character. I used to own so many Garfield books. Every now and then, my mom would buy me a Garfield book if I asked for one. I would never get toys or video games as a gift, but books were okay. I even remember the very first Garfield book I got. It was Garfield Pulls His Weight, and I believe it was volume 26. In elementary school, I probably had 20 to 30 different Garfield books. When I really think about it, I became a collector before I was even 10 years old. Well, enough of that BS. Let's open this up now.
Actually, before I start opening these up, I just want to briefly, and I mean briefly, explain what Pop Mart is. According to a quick Google search, it began in 2010 as a store that sold knickknacks and toys. Like most startups, right? I don't know. Fast forward to now, and Pop Mart is a giant company with 500 stores in 30 plus countries. One of the things they specialize in are designer toys. They kinda have the same vibe as Tokidoki and Kid Robot. I've only really paid attention to Pop Mart's blind boxes. I'm not interested in their other ventures. Here's the top of the box. This is the Garfield Future Fantasy blind box set. It's a collab between Pop Mart, who I just gave a brief rundown on, and the Garfield series. At the front of the box, 12 of the 13 figures in the set are shown. No need to see me struggle opening this damn thing, so we'll just go to the contents. Each case comes with 12 blind boxes in a 4x3 arrangement. What's in each blind box? Let's see. Well, here's one, Super Dr. Garfield. The rest are displayed on the right side of the box. Let's see what we got here. High-Tech Police Odie, Space Guard Garfield, Sleeping Cabin Garfield, Spaceman Normal, Pharmacist Odie, Robot Ronin Garfield, Time Observer Garfield, Mechanic Garfield, Cyber DJ Arlene, Robot Chef Odie, Planets Traveler Garfield, and a Secret Garfield. Or maybe Normal? I can't read all of that text at the bottom, but I assume that 1 to 144 number is the chance of getting the secret figure. So that means only one secret figure for every 12 cases. At 13 different figures and 12 boxes per case, it looks like we're not getting any doubles. Or at least I hope not. Alright, let's get that first one open. We're gonna start from the back left and work our way to the front by going right. I normally leave the unboxing audio intact since it's satisfying to hear the box being ripped open, but I forgot about that and was playing some DMCA music in the background. Maybe I can make my own sound effects? Okay, that's not working. Look at that, we got Space Guard Garfield. Wow, that's really cool. I guess you could say this is the very first Garfield figure I've owned. As per usual with these high quality blind box figures from Chinese manufacturers, they also come with matching cards. It's definitely not something I think is necessary, but it's a nice little touch. On to the next one. Let's see who we got. Even when I buy a case, I always get some anxiety thinking I'll pull a double even though it's near impossible. Oh, it's Normal. I mean, Spaceman Normal. Isn't he cute? Yeah, I remember his shtick. And here's Spaceman Normal's card. These have the same quality and feel as typical business cards. Okay, let's set Normal down and move on to the next one. Oh wait, sorry, I said I'd stop doing that. Round 3, who's next? Oh, it's High-Tech Police Odie. He comes with an accessory too, and I'll show that later. Here's the Odie business card, and onward to number 4. Let's speed this up a little, shall we? Open the box, rip the bag open, and we got Cyber DJ Arlene. Business card, next. On to round 5, let's do this. This time it's Robot Ronin Garfield. This looks really cool. There's this business card, and on to number 6. Come on, big money, big money. It's Time Observer Garfield. First one where he's sitting down. Here's his valid form of identification, and on to number 7. Things are going pretty good right now. We're halfway through this box, and no doubles. So far. Anyways, what's in the box? It's Planet Traveler Garfield. Kinda simplistic, huh? Well, there's the card, and now for
Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. Number 8.
At this point, I still never bothered to learn what the secret figure is. Who do we got here? Pharmacist Odie? Could he be the secret figure? No, because this one was identified on the box. There's the prescription, and moving on. Now we're in the last row. I gotta say, it's pretty fun opening sealed blind box cases. I get the same thrill when opening up trading card game booster boxes. Another Odie. Robot Chef Odie, to be exact. There's his food handler's card, and let's get to number 10. This was the heaviest of the blind boxes, and going off the illustrations I saw, it looks like Sleeping Cabin Garfield would be the heaviest. And I was right. Sleeping Cabin Garfield. Here's the cabin card, and on to the next one. Oops, I hope there isn't any paint transfer. We're almost there. Let's just rip, and pull. The cover figure of the blind box series, Super Dr. Garfield. Here's his medical license, and let's move on to the finale. Come on, secret figure. Just gotta believe. If you believe it will happen, it will happen. And yeah! Mechanic Garfield. I didn't get the secret figure. So much for that. But on the plus side, at least I didn't get a double. I'll gladly take that. Oh, and I can't forget the mechanic's business card. Well, here's 12 out of the 13 blind box figures. Looks like a pretty good set if you ask me. Shall we take a closer look at everything? Wait, why am I asking as if there's a chance that won't happen? We'll start off with one of the better figures in my opinion, Space Guard Garfield. He's in a spaceship vehicle he could barely fit in, has an astronaut helmet, and a laser gun. The paint job is pretty good, and it feels rather solid. Zap! Up next is Spaceman Normal. I, like many other old school Garfield fans, thought Normal was a girl due to his personality, obsession with being cute, and primarily having a clearly female voice. Did any of you think Normal was a girl back then? Oh, and is Normal going to jetpack himself to Abu Dhabi? Here's high-tech police Odie. He doesn't really look like a futuristic cop though. Odie looks like he belongs in a disco club or a rave. The use of the glossy and matte paints is a nice touch though. Also, I have to say, those ears really stand out. They're quite brown. Oh yeah, speaking of raves, that's where Cyber DJ Arlene fits right in. She's got some cyberpunk style braids, which look more like wilted pencils, and a luminescent vinyl disc. Does anyone actually remember Arlene? Garfield's on and off girlfriend? Yes? No? Tell me in the comments. Then we have Garfield the Wanderer. I know it's Robot Ronin, but this just reminds me of Sharon the Wanderer, so I'll stick with Garfield the Wanderer. Aside from a few very slightly mechanical looking accents, there's nothing really robotic about this figure. That doesn't stop it from looking cool though. Here's Time Observer Garfield. I can't decide if this Garfield is X-Men inspired or if it's Star Trek inspired. The eye visor accessory reminds me of Cyclops' goggles, but it seems more like Geordi LaForge's visor. The outfit though, not very Star Trek-like. It's not a one-to-one to Cyclops' outfit, but it resembles a superhero outfit more. Now for one of the most basic figures of the set, Planet Traveler Garfield. I feel this was the laziest made one. He just has a track jacket and an astronaut helmet. He's also effectively standing on one foot, so there's some stability issues. This is easily the worst figure of the set. Not much else to say. If you ask me, Pharmacist Odie seems a little bit creepy. He seems more mad scientist or basement lab tech than pharmacist. That skull-shaped figure coming out of the vial looks real sus, and it seems like he's concocting something diabolical or illicit. Maybe someone needs to call the space or time police. Next, we have Food Chef Odie, who's got some real Spider-Man Doc Ock vibes. I think it would have been a lot cooler if he did have 4 metal appendages like the good old octopus bad guy. Even though I'm not feeling the Odie figures too much, the sculptor did a great job bringing him into figure form. Here's Sleeping Cabin Garfield. In my opinion, it's not much of a cabin if he barely fits in it. Since this is a futuristic sleeping apparatus, I bet Garfield can get a full night's sleep in a few seconds, but he'll still be hungry. Honestly though, he's probably ready to sleep for a few thousand years. Then we have the cover guy of the Future Fantasy set, Super Dr. Garfield. Since this set has space and time travel themes, I wish Super Dr. Garfield was more a reference to Doctor Who instead of a stereotypical medical doctor. Imagine if he had the fourth scarf or something that resembled a sonic screwdriver. That would have been really cool. Finally, we have Mechanic Garfield. He looks more like a delivery driver instead of a mechanic though. He could definitely work for UPS. You know, Universal Parcel Service. Anyways, as you can see, he's a bit unstable, but the hammer does help prevent Mechanic Garfield from falling over. And here's another shot of what I pulled from the Future Fantasy set. This was my first Pop Mart blind box opening, and I'm really impressed with the quality. I definitely think Pop Mart have the best quality out of the few blind box figures I've opened. By the way, what the heck was the secret figure? Well, I looked it up, and it's called Time Traveler Garfield. This one isn't really Doctor Who themed, nor does it line up with any time traveling property I'm familiar with. Can anyone help me out here if I'm missing time traveler references? It looks like Garfield's wearing a Dragon Ball Z scouter and something like a Ghostbuster Proton Pack. He only cost about $40 on eBay, so I'll probably buy a confirmed figure just to complete the set. So which one in the set is my favorite? Well, that's an easy choice for me. It's Garfield the Wanderer. Even though he's not as elaborate as Space Guard Garfield, Mechanic Garfield, or even Spaceman Normal, I think he looks the coolest. It's that simple. What was your favorite from the set? Once again, let me know in the comments. Previously, I said I weighed each figure with the gram scale, and I like to share the results with all of you. This is the weight in grams of each figure as it is in a sealed blind box. If you have a gram scale and you can get away with weighing the boxes at a store that sells them, go for it. Use every advantage you can to beat RNG. Also, I included the position of each figure as I found them, but this information might not be very useful if the stores shuffle the blind boxes around. Finally, I'll talk about the cheapest place to buy these. I only paid $106 for a sealed case, but I wouldn't recommend flying to Japan just to buy these. It might not even be in stock at the stores. Pop Mart actually sells an individual blind box for $16 or an entire box for $192. That's not really cost effective. The path of least resistance and financial cost would be eBay. As of June 15th, 2024, you could buy a guaranteed figure from this seller from around $8.54 to $12.17, or if you include the secret figure, $43.81. You can actually buy each figure from this seller, secret included, for just $160. That's better than buying a sealed case on Amazon. By the way, this seller totally isn't me. Seriously, not a plug.
And that concludes the Future Fantasy Garfield blind box unboxing. As an old school Garfield fan, it's really cool to see the series have a revival and get new merch. Admittedly, I have yet to see the new movie, but I'll make sure I do that. I know there's at least one more Garfield blind box set by Pop Mart out there, and I'm actually tempted to get it. What about the rest of you? Got any blind box figures in your collection? If so, let me know what you got. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Patreon is linked in the description if you'd like to provide further support. It's never required, but any support you give me is greatly appreciated. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.